Okay, the box is green. I think we're alive and live.
Alive.
This has been a journey. How is everyone doing tonight? This is how I'm doing. Oh, I gotta, whew. So, you would think that doing a stream at 9 o'clock it wouldn't be any problem. You just it's 9 o'clock. I mean, everybody's done with everything by 9 o'clock. Not this guy, not me, because
Not me either.
this has been a journey today. Trying to get my throat cleared. I haven't seen anybody say anything yet. How are we doing tonight, folks? Do we have a sound check and everything else like that? Looks like people are saying hi now. So thank you.
Are you going to be okay?
The echo is kind of cool. We don't want echo, but
Oh, no.
is there echo? Let's see. Because
I'm going to check my microphone. Is it me? Am I echoing? Because I'm trying to work on that.
I don't. Anybody else have an echo? Because for us, yeah, everybody's saying all good.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, somebody said echo. Okay.
Okay. Punchy has echo. I don't know what to do here. It's not us. One thing I do know is that sometimes the internet does it to us. I don't know. And that's why some people are saying echo and some are saying I'm echoing, some saying both are echoing. Who knows? Who knows what the real deal is here? But John has an echo. Lisa is okay a little bit. I don't know.
Oh, see?
I don't know what to do.
I'm doing
here.
it. I'm doing it the right way now.
Okay. So, you know what? We're just going to keep on going. And hopefully it's not an echo. I mean, I do see myself being picked up by your microphone, which is odd.
I can't control that.
No, you can't. That's not usually an issue. Let's see. Figures. Today would be the day where it does this. Oh, boy.
You know, it could be that it's the microphone. Because when I turned everything around, I could have given you the microphone from last week. I wonder. Could actually be the microphone.
No, it's not. No,
Okay.
it's not. It's not the microphone. Let's see. Let me try this. I'm going to try to turn you down a little bit so that you're not picking me up so much. Turn me down a little bit. See how that does. I don't know. I mean, it's very possible too that it could be a internet thing. I don't know. Let me turn this on my computer and see what my computer does. Internet thing. No, see, there's no echo on my end. So I don't know. Maybe it's an internet thing. And I know that might sound crazy, but it is true because I've seen it where it echoes. I don't know. What am I trying to say? It's been a long, long day. Let me tell you about my day. I went to work all day. I got home. I came in here, set up everything for the stream, then ran to the field hockey game, which was not the most pleasant game to be at. And then, after that, came here, threw some food down my throat, which is still giving me problems. And now here we are.
What are you saying about my dinner?
No, the dinner was
because
delicious.
I haven't even ate dinner tonight.
Dinner was delicious, but it was just, it was a day. People are already saying, can we talk about fish? We will. I mean, don't give me a hard time here. Come on. So, okay. Now that we're here, now that we're live, now that we have everything all together, so let me give you a rundown of what we do here. We do this every single Thursday. It's usually not quite as unorganized as today is.
Chaotic.
Usually things are a little bit more professional, but this has just been a day. It's been a crazy day, and we did not get sat down here till like 8:58. So things are, they are what they are. But we do this every single Thursday night, 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, which is exactly what time it is now, plus 8 minutes. And every week, to satisfy my friend that asked, can we please talk fish? My God, I don't have time to listen to anything else. We do talk fish. We talk about all things aquariums. We tell you in the first segment, we tell you what we have had going on in our fish room over the last week. And then we get into our main topic, which today I want to clarify a little bit because we were just discussing this just a few minutes ago. There may be, the title might be misleading to some people. And that's what I'm trying to avoid here. We realized just a few minutes ago that you may think my title, which is, come on, they're just goldfish, they die, oh well, you might be thinking I was talking about the whole thing that went down in Ohio last weekend. And I can assure you that is not at all what we're going to be talking about today. We'll talk about it. We got a lot of stuff to talk about first, but that is not what the title of this video is for. When I'm talking about, come on, they're just goldfish, that is from a comment that we got on one of our videos. Mm-hmm. And it was just one of those comments that stood out to me. And I said, you know what? We're going to make a topic out of this. And that is what it is. It has nothing to do with what went down in Ohio last week.
But it kind of fits, it just all kind of fits.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of is the same kind of a deal, but but that's not what we were shooting for here when we went with that. That's not what the goal was. I did do a little bit of clickbaiting this week, but this video is not that. I did not clickbait anybody into watching this stream. So I'm going to let you do what's going on so I can calm down here. I'm going to let you do your what's going on first because you got a little bit of stuff going on behind you. I'm going to just put the camera on you and just sit back and enjoy the show.
So what's going on with me? I think you can probably see I had a very busy weekend. Saturday, I did a hardscape of my 125, and let me move so you can get a good look at it. So I'm going to look funny for a second, but here you go. Can you see it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you got to see it. Anyway, so I hardscaped the tank on Saturday, and on Sunday, I do have still a little bit of allergies. I apologize. Much better than last week. But anyway, so Sunday I did the planted part of it and added the gravel, what did I use for substrate? I used the Eco-Complete. I used regular gravel. I started off with sand just to kind of get that baseline, and I like to use sand to give some depth to, I think, your tank. Makes it nice and heavy too when you have to move it. So that way, everybody has to be really strong. Anyway, so Sunday I added the plants. I got some very lovely plants, beautiful, healthy plants from Aquarium Co-op. I couldn't be any more happier with them. It was like there were so many. Like, when you have to take apart, to get the roots and everything out of the little basket. I had like 5 of our pans from the kitchen filled with water, and I was taking it apart. I was laying the plants in the water so they stayed hydrated the whole time. And anyways, First, I had added the moss to my dragon stone, and then I actually planted the tank. It took a while, but it was a lot of fun. I put some of the the plants that need more light in the back, like the Jungle Val. I can never say it right.
Just say Jungle Val.
Jungle Val. I had started some bulbs, some lily bulbs that I picked up just from Petco about a month ago, and they had already started sprouting, and that's what you'll see in the corner over there. You might not be able to see it, but you can see some of the red leaves, but it's back there. Looks good. And then I got, Candy, help me out here. You know my order. I got a lot of good stuff. So anyways, great plants, lots of fun. As I planted everything that needed to go into the substrate, all of those plants, I would use the root tabs that I got from Corey as well, the little Easy Green tablets. And so I used those. I also went ahead and I picked up some Easy Green and some Easy Iron to use to keep my tank maintained for the plants like my Anubias and whatnot. So anyways, that was a lot of fun. I can honestly say that planting this tank, it's been a challenge. It's been something I've been looking forward to, something that I've been planning. I did a lot of research because there was a few plants I had never used before. I have several nano tanks. I have my 75-gallon Planet tank, but there were some plants I just hadn't used before. So I have some Dennerle books, some magazines that I was given by Chris Lukup. So I used those. I did some research. I was looking at scapes a little bit here and there, and I decided I've got it. It's in my head exactly what I want to do. So I did it, and it pretty much came out exactly the way I wanted it. I'm happy with it. So I can't wait for it to start filling out and just everything start filling out. And next week, I may have some fish in there next week. It's not going to be the fish that I intend to be the main fish, but I do want to start getting some fish in there. Right now we have the FX6 on there. It was already established, so it's not like I started this tank up fresh, completely, uncycled. So it's doing really well. I'm happy with that. And I'm excited to get these fish in here that I have been planning on putting in there for quite a while. So I think you're going to be surprised. But, I mean, that's not the only thing that's happened to me this week. Oh, my God, the kids started school this week. Tonight was the first field hockey game. I'm not going to say it. I'm not going to say it on YouTube. I really want to say it, but I'm not going to say it.
I don't even know what it is you want to say.
Coaching.
Oh,
but yeah. I'm going to leave it alone.
Yeah, let's not go there.
I'm going to leave it alone. So things hopefully will get better. So go on, John.
So, yeah, I have to say this on YouTube, looking across the table at you, saying this with all sincerity. There's never been an aquarium in my home as gorgeous as that one. It's a fact.
Thank you. I worked so hard on that tank.
This is something that she has obsessed over for quite some time. Basically, ever since we decided to make this into a fish room, that has been on her mind.
Yep.
And it's one of those things, I don't know how these pro aquascapers do this, but it was one of those things where she kept trying to explain it to me, and I'm like, what?
I went back and forth with Candy so much about this tank. She's the only one that knows what fish are going to be in this tank.
Yeah, and I did kind of spill the beans a little bit in my video. I want to talk about my video from yesterday, but I did say those Pearl Danios, but folks, the Pearl Danios that are going in that tank, she bought them specifically for that tank, but they are not the super secret fish. That's just a fish that is going in there with the super secret fish. So wanted to put that out there. But that tank is spectacular, and I can't wait to see it continue. If it stays exactly the way it is right now, it'll be an absolute delight to watch that all the time.
I'm kind of scared to put anything in it. I just want it to stay like that. And then, oh my gosh, how about those lights? I mean, those are some really nice lights I got up there, so...
Yeah, that's my handiwork there. I made that happen. Thanks to me.
Thank you for installing
my what's going on this week just involves a lot of getting things set up for her. That's what my week was. Getting the filters on both of those tanks, getting the lights on the 125 there, and then finishing up the current Serene system on this tank, which is I'm absolutely thrilled with. It's finally all done. All the brackets are done. The controllers and everything are all mounted to the side of the tank, and it's absolutely gorgeous. The video on that light system is coming this Sunday. Then next Sunday is going to be on those lights there. I have, of course, I'm going to be a little bit biased here, but I have never seen lights make that much of an impact on an aquarium. I've never seen it. I mean, that is something, it's just, it blows my mind every time I walk into this room. It's like, whoa, look at that. Absolutely incredible. If you are wondering, as I'm sure you probably are, there are 3 of the Kessel A360Xs. In fact, I got the little book right here. The Kessel A360X. They all 3 have the goosenecks, obviously, and then we do have the wired controller on the side, which controls all 3. That's going to be a video you're going to want to watch. Even though that's her tank, I'm going to be doing the video on the lights. You're going to see the lights in all of her videos. She's going to be doing all kinds of videos. We got footage of the entire scaping process for this tank. There's going to be plenty of videos coming out on that. And then I'll be doing the video on the lights there. So those lights are magnificent. I cannot say enough about those lights. The Serene lights are super nice too. Don't misunderstand me, but that is lights like I've never seen. It's my first experience with Kessel lights. And if I could have this fish room full of nothing but Kessel and current lights, I'd be a happy guy.
Yeah.
Because right now, what we got on, how do I do it? This tank and the tank with the log in it, those lights are trash compared to the other tanks. And they really are.
He wants to steal my lights to put them on his tank behind him. And I was like, no.
Yeah, I mean, that would be mean to do that. But my point with that was these are 6-foot lights that are on here. And I still am not really going to know until fish are in it, which we're going to talk about fish being in it in a minute. I'm not going to know the impact that having 6-foot lights on an 8-foot tank is going to have. We're going to have to find out. The folks at Current, which I love them, they're awesome. They said it's going to be okay, and I trust them. But the whole reason why I suggested making that switch was because I think those would probably spread out a little bit better. But unbelievable, those lights. They are expensive. I mean, I'm not going to BS anybody. The lights on both of these tanks are not cheap lights, but look at them. I mean, nothing really more needs to be said. I mean, they're just absolutely unbelievable.
So neat. I'm still trying to figure out everything as far as programming. I'm going to be honest. I'm not really good at that kind of stuff, but I'm trying.
Unless it's on Facebook.
Anyway, so I programmed it the way I wanted it to, but apparently I didn't, and that took a while. I didn't push save, and so we went back to square one. I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to take forever, but it's worth it because the really cool thing about it, you can program it. You can program by the hour for it to be higher, lower. You can have thunderstorms. You can have lightning. You can have shimmers. You can have any time of day you want it. Anytime.
Or you can have all of those effects in one day.
I mean, yeah. I mean, you can just program it to do anything. I'm excited because it's gonna be awesome once I really do figure it out.
It almost is like learning a smartphone. I mean, because the controllers do so much. The Current light's the same way, except it's not on a screen. They're
like
just buttons.
It's like a phone.
It looks like a phone, yeah.
It's like a smartphone, the controller. So it's like.
Yeah, it's an unbelievable thing. I don't want to talk too much more about those because then people start getting mad. But it's absolutely true. Those lights are the best I've ever seen. I am a huge fan of Kessel. Who isn't? I'm a huge fan of Current. Other than that, the only lights that I would put on these 2 tanks that are not those would be the Fluval 3.0s. I would do those because I like those a lot too. I have one of those. If I could get some 3-footers, like 4 3-footers to put on there, I'd be pretty happy with that. But anyway, enough about lights. Let's get into what's going on.
I have to say one more thing though.
Okay.
I have to say one more thing. I just want to say thank you to everybody who has complimented my tank. I appreciate it. like I said, spent a lot of time on this tank, and it's really nice to know that other people feel the same way I do about how good it turned out. So thank you very much for your compliments.
Yeah, and I just talked over all of the people complimenting you, and I apologize about that. But yeah, that is very nice of everybody. While we're on the topic of thanking people, Brandon Bosik's probably not seeing what we're talking right now, but he put up a super chat, $10 super chat, 15 minutes before the stream even started, saying he's not going to be able to watch, but have a great show. So thank you, Brandon. If you watch this on replay, thank you for that. And also, Eric Furlow became a new member. Oh. As we're sitting here talking about what we got going on for the week. Couple more things going on with me. Let me get to my list here because I want to make sure I get to everything. Talked about the lights on both of these tanks. I also had 2 trips to Petco for this tank and the other one, which is going to be for that one. But anyway, see, it might look weird when you're watching this video, folks, because I'm pointing to her 125 that's behind her, but it doesn't look like that on the screen. It's kind of weird. It plays little tricks on you. But yeah, 1 trip to Petco for that, 1 trip to Petco for that. And I ended up making a video about the neon tetras. And here's the thing. I got to be honest with everybody watching this. I told Marie this morning. Yesterday's video that I put up really pisses me off.
He did say that.
It really pisses me off. I'm sorry to use such foul language, but I'm going to explain why it is. So, up till this point, our best performing video, we're YouTubers, so we follow our analytics. Everybody does. And one of the first analytics that you're going to pull up is how your video does in the first 24 hours. And our best performing video up to this date, was the 10 Things episode on betas. 2 weeks away from the premiere of season 2, by the way. Don't forget about that. So that video blew our minds. 17,442.
Pretty sure I
views.
upset a lot of people on that too.
Yeah, you definitely did. And I wrote all of that, sorry. But
no, I went off topic a little. And
yes, and I want to make sure everybody understands that too. I write the episodes of 10 Things, but she is not, if I write something that she disagrees with morally or ethically, she's not going to say it. She's going to rewrite it and do it herself. So if she says something mean on a 10 Things episode or ever, it's her fault, not mine.
Like your opinion on calling fish, I was like, I'm not saying that.
Yeah, well, let's not open that can of worms. But anyway, the 10 Things beta video was the best performing video we've ever had until yesterday. Yesterday's video did 22,000 and something in the first 24 hours. Please understand, folks, I've been doing this a long time. I'm not bragging about these numbers, okay? But here's the reason why that pisses me off. 10 Things, we did 30 episodes of 10 Things. We're working on season 2 right now. We love it. It's an amazing series. It's completely changed everything about our channel. We absolutely love it. I probably total, with your work and mine, we probably put 12, 14 hours into each individual episode between the writing, setting up to do the shooting it, editing it, all of that. It's a lot. I mean, I sit down 4 or 5 hours just to write these videos. Yesterday's video I slapped together in about 15 minutes. This is why it pisses me off, because it's like, how can this happen? I spend all this time on these 10 Things videos, and they do really well. Don't misunderstand me. But then I slap a video together. I'm going to Petco. The way I said it in the video yesterday was exactly how it happened. Her and I said in the video that I called her, but I was really texting, hey, I'm on my way home. And she says, can you go and look and see if anybody's got neon tetras? I said, okay, fine. I get there and I'm like, you know what? I'm going to get this on video because we just talked about Petco. I want to do this. And I mean, I know the store is going to be immaculate. I know the help in there is amazing. I'm going to get it on video. And so I do that. I bring it home, I slap it all together in 15 minutes, and boom, it's the best performing video we've ever had. So either we're doing something wrong or we just need to start talking about Petco in every single video. I don't know. But of course I'm joking when I say it pisses me off. I'm thrilled with how well that video is doing, and I thank every single person who's watched it. It's just, can you understand the frustration? It's frustrating when you work so hard and then a video that, it's not like I thought the video was bad. It was just, there was very little editing. It was like a 15-minute edit and boom. It's the best performing video we've ever had. I don't know. Kaler's Aquatics. I've seen you around in chats before. Welcome to the team, the KG Tropicals team. Super excited to have you with us. So that's really what's been going on. Now, on the topic of yesterday's video, am I even going to do that? I don't know. There's been a couple of comments that have come up on that video, and today's topic is not from that video. There's probably been 5 or 6 people that have all said the same thing. And one of the things, I read all of the comments, and some of them I'm just like, really? I mean, it's worse when you actually know it's coming. When you put together a video and you know there's going to be certain comments that people are going to put up, and then they do, it's like, there's been 5 or 6 people that have commented on that video 2 words: no quarantine.
Oh, yeah.
Why would you quarantine fish when you're putting them into a tank by themselves?
Yeah.
Never quite understood that one. And there was also another bit of controversy in that video.
Oh, yeah. About the neon.
Yeah, and it was something that I wanted to clear up. There's been quite a few, probably the same, 5 or 6 people that have commented on that video that Rashida, who was the wonderful woman that helped us there at Petco, that she killed one of the fish, and it's floating around in the carrier. It's at like 3 minutes and 20 seconds or something like that. It is absolutely true. When she puts the fish in there, it's definitely stunned. It's like, But if you watch maybe 10 seconds, you see the fish end up kind of coming to and then starting to swim around with all of the other fish in the tank. So, advice to people commenting on videos: if you see something that you don't like, because I know they're there, I know people are sitting there, they're ready, they got their fingers on and they're just trying to find something bad, maybe watch it a little bit more before you comment on it, because as you can see, if you continue to watch that video, it all worked out in the end. And we put 63 in there, and I think we've lost 2 or 3. And I'm not upset about that. I mean, you can't see them all in there. Of course, they're actually all on this end, so you can barely see them. But anyway, that was a lot of fun, and it was fun doing a video that became the best performing video we've ever had, and it only took me 15 minutes to do it. If I could do that over and over and over again, we'd be in good shape. But
Well, it's sort of like when you did the live stream out in the work vehicle. It was a change. It was something different. People like
I didn't think anybody was going to tune into that, and they certainly did.
It was fun.
Okay, so, and then, there was one more comment about that video. This was another one that I knew was going to happen, and it's probably been, again, 5 or 6 people have commented, clickbait.
You were honest and said you were. It was in the title.
The title of the video, if you read all the way to the end, it says total clickbait title. Anyway, okay, let's move on from that. We got to talk about next week, because next week is going to be a juggernaut of a week for us. It's going to be a very special week, and it's going to be a first time for Tank Talk ever, for Tank Talk Live. Next week, all of the festivities start on Thursday, exactly a week from now. 6 days and 23 and a half hours from now will be when you have cats in the fish room, will be our first live guest here on Tank Talk Live, Mr. Rack Cross, who you know from the River Life. He's just the sweetest guy on planet Earth. He is going to be sitting with us right here. There'll be a third camera set up. I think his camera's only going to be 720p, but he's just going to have to deal with that. While we're going to be in full HD, he's going to be in 720.
I'm actually going to be late next
Oh, that's
week.
right. I forgot.
So
Duh.
I will probably...
You probably won't even be in it at all.
Rack will probably be in my seat, and then when I get here very late, I will be probably sitting next to John. So you just have to have a chair ready for me. I'll be in like Williamsburg for a field hockey game.
Yeah, I forgot about that. Why in the world would they have it starts at 7, the field hockey game?
I don't know.
Why would they do that 2 hours away from home?
On a school night.
On a school night. Anyway, so yeah, I forgot about that totally. She is not going to be with us in the very beginning of that stream, and maybe not at all. I don't know. I don't want you rushing home. It's going to be late. So it's going to be me and Rack, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. We've already talked about things that we're going to talk about. It's going to be a good time, and I'm really looking forward to that. But this is where things get really interesting. First of all, I had a plan for next Saturday, which is the 24th, and it's been my plan all along. There is someone that is in this room right now that is not me, that is having a birthday next Saturday, the 24th. What are you turning 27, 26? I don't remember. So it's Lisa's birthday next Saturday. And the plan all along has been to go up to see my friend Discus Hans and get her discus for that tank you see over her right shoulder with the stump in it. That's been the plan all along. And then we decided to add to that, we'll go get my arowanas while we're up there. Because Baltimore, where Hans is, he's like 2 hours and 15 minutes away from us, 2 hours with no traffic. And we don't go up there all the time. So if we're going to be up there, and we're going to be up there getting fish for you, your dream fish, your favorite fish.
I love going to Hans. It's like my favorite.
We'll do that, and then we'll also go get my favorite dream fish for my tank.
Go figure.
It's going to be absolutely perfect. So when I told Rack about that, he was like, well, I'll just stay. So Rack is going to go on that trip with us to Hans, and then we're going to go to Lucky Aquarium in Baltimore. It's either Lucky Aquarium or Lucky Aquariums or Lucky's Aquarium. I don't know.
Is that where we're meeting up with?
I haven't gotten there yet.
Okay.
But no, that's not where we're meeting up with them. So once again, I'm talking about this trip with other YouTubers, and they've decided they are going to meet up with us too. Scott and Liz from King and Queen Cichlids are going to meet up with us and go on this adventure with us. So it's going to be an all-day thing. We're probably going to do lunch. Scott and I were talking about that today. We're going to do lunch.
Can I choose?
Well, it's your birthday, so I would imagine. Now, I mean, I'm not trying to make, I'm not trying to be weird here, but Scott actually offered to pay for us. So we might not want to be too picky about where we go. If he says
That's so
McDonald's,
sweet.
that's good.
Like,
So,
yeah, whatever.
so we meet up with Scott and Liz. We'll have Rack with us. I'm assuming he's just going to ride up with us, or maybe we'll make him drive. And we'll meet up with Scott and Liz. We'll have some lunch. Then we'll go see Hans. We'll get your discus. And then we'll go to Lucky Aquariums and hopefully have my arowanas there. I've messaged them. I've emailed them. And I have received no response. If anyone from Lucky Aquarium is listening, which I know you're not, because you've probably been working with fish all day, and the last thing you want to do is think about fish at 9:30 at night. But if anybody who knows anybody that knows somebody that works at Lucky Aquariums, let them know that I'm looking for 2 12 to 14-inch arowanas. And there you go. So let them know, because they haven't told me. And we may even, depending on how the day goes, depending on how late everything is, maybe swing through House of Tropicals too.
Well, we have to be careful if we have fish in the car.
This
Because,
is why-
see, I am not going to leave my discus in the car for a very long time because they are my prized possessions.
I understand. Scott was talking about, well, maybe we should go out to dinner. And I said, well, wait a minute. We're both going to have fish. I don't think we're going to want to leave them. It's summer. I don't think we're going to want to leave them in the car. So, yeah, I mean, that's why we're doing lunch first, and then we go to all of those. So the dream scenario here, folks, would be to meet up with these 3 beautiful people, go to Hans, get her discus, go to Lucky and get my arowanas and the Oscars, if they have them. And if they don't, maybe House of Tropicals will. It's going to be an all-day thing with 3 YouTubers there. Of course, you know there's going to be tons of video footage from this whole thing. It's going to be an absolute blast. And oh, by the way, I forgot. Friday, the day between Tank Talk Live and that Saturday, that's going to be an amazing Saturday, we're going to stream on Rack's channel, on the River Life channel, at 2 o'clock Friday the 23rd from here. He's going to be here. And I'm like, if you're going to be here, we might as well stream on your channel. He said, okay, that's great. 2 o'clock from here on Rack's channel. Folks, I love this guy. I do. He's just an absolute sweetheart of a man. I'm not afraid to call a man a sweetheart. I'm not afraid to call a man that. He's an amazing human being. I would love to get some love sent his way. I'd love to see there be a good response to that live stream.
Yeah.
So I know it's weird to say subscribe to this channel because you don't know that channel. If you're not going to subscribe, it's okay. Give it a chance on Friday. Come over to his stream next Friday, the 23rd, 2 o'clock Eastern time, wherever you are. Find out where that is and hang out with us. And it'll be a lot of fun.
He's
And
got
if you
an
like
amazing
it,
voice. I
He does.
love his voice.
he's got that radio voice.
Yeah.
Like he should be on radio.
Yeah.
So, yes, I would love to get a good response over there on his channel. Help him out a little bit. Just like the fish tank barn Mike did for us, just gave us $5 more for the ice cream fund. See, I've been telling him all year he's got to pay for ice cream when we go in New Jersey again, because I'm assuming we're going to do that again. And we're going to get there, and I'm going to be like, Mike, I told you got to pay. And he's going to be like, what are you talking about? I'm giving you $5 a week for the last month. So, anyway, for the last year. So, yeah, Mike, you have more than paid for ice cream. In fact, you could have probably bought an ice cream maker for the amount of money that you have sent us. So, anyway, just to recap real quick, special guest River Life is going to be here next Thursday, exactly a week from now, on Tank Talk Live, hanging out with us. Me at first, and then hopefully both of us. Friday, we stream on his channel at 2 p.m. That's Friday the 23rd. And then Saturday the 24th, where it's going to be us, it's going to be Rack, and it's going to be King and Queen Cichlids. We are going to go tear Baltimore down. So that's what's going to happen. I'm so excited about it. The last time I was this excited was when I was like 9 years old, and I walked into the living room of my house, and it was like December 18th. And I don't know why, but my mom had decided to wrap presents in the living room. And I walked in the room, and I saw right there it was, a Nintendo.
Oh.
And she was like, get out of here. You know, she was upset because, you know, she was irresponsible and left gifts out there for us to see them.
Didn't you used to play it when you were at school, too?
Oh, yes, she certainly did. Super Mario Brothers. So I knew for like 7 days I was getting a Nintendo. And, you know, you're getting a video game system these days. Kids are like, oh, whatever. Yeah, I've already got 3. But back then, Nintendo was a really big deal. Yeah. And I didn't sleep for a week because I knew Santa Claus was bringing me a Nintendo. So that was amazing. And that's how it feels now. It's like I got to wait a whole other week to get arowanas in this tank. But hopefully that store answers me soon, because I'm getting a little anxious because no one seems to have arowanas for whatever reason. I'm not sure why that is.
Pixel, I'm going to answer your question. You said, I sent a gift to your kitties. Have they gotten it? And thank you for the $1.99 super chat. I have not been to the P.O. box this week at all because every time I go, it's empty. So I was like, I'm going to stop going every day. I'm going to wait a week. I'm going to hold off and wait a week, and maybe I'll be surprised, and there'll be something there. So I will definitely check tomorrow, and I will let you know. And thank you for the super chat.
And also thanks to Otter Creek Aquatics. AC bill for the fish in the car. Have fun and happy early birthday. Very, very nice of you. Thank you. Yeah. I mean, I'm going to bring coolers and stuff like that. We're going to be prepared. And I'm sure Hans will be, he'll put them in a big bag.
He ships discus, so he knows what he's doing. And it's not the first time. We've got discus from Hans before.
Oh, yeah. So. And it's not like the trip is going to be bad. We're 2 hours away. The fish might be in the bags for 6 hours. The first ones that we get, which will be the discus, they might be in the bags for 6 hours. And I promise you, Hans is going to pack them as if he was shipping them across the country. Mm-hmm. So it's not going to be a big deal. But it's absolutely true. Putting them in the car and leaving them in there. What are you shaking your head at?
I was just saying I love going to Hans.
Yeah. So putting them in the car when it's 95 degrees outside and not having the AC on, which we can do now thanks to Otter Creek, that would be a nightmare. The water would get way too hot. Probably more of a nightmare for the arowanas than it would be the discus because they like it hot. But anyway, so yeah, really excited, if you can't tell, about next week. It's going to be a really big deal. And if the stars align and everything works out exactly the way I want it to, we will have 10 discus in that tank. We will have 2 arowanas in this tank of a decent size. They're not going to be as big as Scott and Liz's yet. And there will be 2, possibly 3 lemon Oscars in that tank with the arowanas. So that's the perfect scenario. Stingrays, I know I have been promising we're going to do stingrays. I already have a source for that. I already know where those are coming, and that's probably going to be the next month. We're probably going to give it a good month for the arowanas and the Oscars to do their thing, and then we'll put in the big dogs. They're not going to be big. They're going to be probably 7 inches, but that'll be fun. So Allie Patton decided to throw in a $20 gift for your birthday.
Thank you, Allie. Thank you. Thank you to everybody who has said happy early birthday, by the way.
Okay, so I guess it's time to get into this comment. Or do you want to do something else? It's time, right?
Yeah.
All right, so what I'm going to do...
That's really a funny chat. I like Lisa better than John. Ha 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 ha.
I don't blame you. I do too. All right, sorry to my members that are enjoying being able to watch their name be up there. I'm going to take it off because I'm going to put this comment up. Now, here's the problem. You're probably not going to be able to read along because it is very small. It's the comment itself. Oh, where is it? It's a long comment, but you're probably not going to be able to read along with it because it is so small. But before I get into that, what do you all think about this little background here? How do you all feel about that? I want to know because, you know, I was kind of getting jealous of how nice Bob's stream has been looking. And I'm like, we've got nice tanks behind us, but man, I'd like to add a little bit of flavor to it. So I put that background in there. What do you think? That is actually a wallpaper from Apple. I'm an Apple sheep, so, you know, what are you going to do? But, all right, let me get this thing off of here because it's driving me crazy. Okay, so.
I can't even see it.
Yeah, most people probably can't. So I'll read the comment to you. We will comment after, I guess. I'll read the whole thing, and then we'll kind of break it down. Now, understand, folks, I am not someone that likes to just trash other people. I appreciate any kind of feedback. I appreciate any kind of comments that are put up on my channel. But sometimes they go a bit overboard, and sometimes they go a little wacky. And this one is that. And this is where the topic or the title, come on, they're just goldfish, they die, oh well. This is where that came from. I saw Oddball Aquatics in here earlier. I don't know if she's still here. When I said what went down, she commented nothing really went down except for educating. And I understand that. I was talking about the event that went down that you were there in protest of, which I admire the fact that you went there and did that. Yep, she's still here. So let's recap that real quick. It's been beaten to death already, but you actually emailed me or texted me or sent me on Facebook or something a link to that. You sent it after last week's stream, Thursday night.
Yeah, that night. I was laying in bed trying to fall asleep, and of course I'm on Facebook, does not help fall asleep, and I was like, oh my gosh, and I sent that to you.
Yep, and the thought crossed my mind, well, maybe we would talk about it in this week's Tank Talk Live, but everyone else got a hold of it first. Bob streamed about it the next day. I think Joseph Harden streamed about it that day. It became a very big thing, and if you didn't catch what that was, it was basically an event that was held at a public rec center where they took the Olympic-sized swimming pool and they threw 1,002. I don't know where the 1,002 comes from, but 1,002 goldfish into the pool, you know, the one that's treated heavily with chlorine, and allow all of the children, because we have to take care of the children, they allowed all the children to jump into the tank, into the pool, swim around with the goldfish, and catch the goldfish with their bare hands. And if they catch it with their bare hands, they get to keep it. So, of course, when us weirdos, when we heard about that, it's like, oh no, you will not do that. And everybody jumped on it. I see JH, I just saw his name pop up. Yes, we are well. We're a little tired, Joseph. I hope you're doing well too, because I know that was a rough weekend for you, my friend. But there was a couple of streamers that talked about it, and then also Oddball Aquatics, and is it Rob93? Is that the name of his channel? He's probably not in here. They went out there along with a couple of people from a local club, and they I don't want to say protested. I don't know what you really want to call it, but they basically set up camp there at the event, which they were held away from the event, and just basically let everybody know how wrong the event was. I admire that. I'm not a go somewhere and pump my fist kind of guy, because I'm just too lazy for that, but I admire anybody who's willing to do that.
I would have been there if we lived closer. I would have done
Well,
it.
yeah, sure. I mean, if it was right around the corner, certainly we would have done that. But
No, an hour or two away, I would have drove there for sure.
oh, the club was not local. They drove from PA. So yeah, I mean, even
Wow,
more
that's
kudos to them then.
dedication. That's awesome.
I got a lot of admiration for anyone that's willing to take their time. They're not going to get anything out of it, and go there and do that. I definitely admire that. And I watched a lot of your stream, by the way, not live, but I watched it a little bit later. Well done by everyone that was involved in that. I'm not going to talk too much about it other than to say it was dumb. Not what Oddball Aquatics did, what that rec center did. I mean,
They've been doing it for like 40 or 50
I know.
years.
It's absolutely absurd. And it kind of does play into this topic that we're going to talk about here, or this comment that we're going to talk about. It's just, I'm sorry. I've done this like 3 weeks in a row. It's the only word I can think of. It's just retarded. It's a retarded thing to do. If you come up with that kind of an idea, let's throw goldfish, you need to probably get yourself checked. It is a shame that people would do that. Shame on the people who put that event on. Shame, double shame, to the fish store that sold them 1,002 goldfish. You should be ashamed of yourself, and hopefully nobody buys any more fish from you, because you're all stupid. So I don't know any other way that I can send it, or that I can make my point about that. If we had streamed about it the next day when Bob did, we would have probably had a lot more to say about it. But because it's been something that's been talked about for a week already, I don't know if you want to say more about it, but that's all I'm going to do.
We can only hope that the fish are doing okay, the ones that made it to an actual tank. So, I don't know.
So they breed them themselves. Oddball Aquatics is telling us they breed the fish themselves. No local fish store sold them. Okay, well then no shame on the fish stores then. Shame on whoever bred them to be killed. Anyway, a lot of people label me this snowflake. I don't know where it comes from. I guess it's the fact that I love animals more than I do people. But, I'm certainly not a snowflake.
We're not going to get into politics.
Oh, of course we're not going to do that. But
the place.
that is, what a dumb thing to do. I don't know really what more to say about it. And it kind of does go into or segue into this comment pretty nicely. So where this video or where this comment came from was our 10 Things episode that is titled Get These Fish Out of the Hobby. Now, if you have not seen that video, you should probably watch it, because over 400,000 people have. It's been one of our big hits, and I'm really proud of that video. You said some not nice things about certain things, and it's good. I'm glad that you did.
It's my opinion, and I don't have a filter when I'm speaking my opinion about certain things that happen in the fish hobby.
And I love it. I love that about you. So we talked about 10 fish in that video that we would rather see be out of the hobby than to continue seeing them get tortured and mistreated by irresponsible fish keepers. That was the whole point of the whole video. We said it multiple times in the video that that's what we're doing. And we understand that there are people out there that are doing it right, but the vast majority of people are doing it wrong, including the fish that I'm going to be putting in this tank is on that list. Arowanas was on the list of fish to not have in this hobby anymore, because I would rather see them gone than see them treated like that. Well, this individual, This individual had a really big problem with a particular thing. We also talked about glowfish. We'll get into that a little bit more as we go on, but I don't even remember the list off the top of my head, and I'm the one that edited that video and wrote it and shot it, and I don't even remember the whole list, but it was lionfish and shovel-nosed catfish and arowanas, and I think Oscars might have been on there, goldfish, and one of the ones that we left off of there was betas, that was dumb. I had red-tailed cat and tiger shovel-nose. Probably should have just go ahead with the red tail and then done betas. You know what? You live and learn. That's why we're doing a season 2. Maybe we'll do 10 more fish that shouldn't be in the hobby. That could be an idea. But
Get me in trouble.
this comment was put up on that video. You have to understand that in that video we said glowfish, goldfish, and then all the other ones that I just said. I'm going to read the comment to you all the way through, and then we'll break it down. Glowfish, triple exclamation point. You can see it up there. Really? Question mark. This guy's sentences are like 3 words long, all of them. I do a rescue. So no! Glowfish shouldn't be on this list. Double exclamation point. I have a very nice glowfish tank set up for my wife. ... Everything's in 3s. 150-gallon tank, in fact. I don't understand the glowfish thing here. Even if it's for kids. I think that was supposed to be kids. Yeah, kids will be kinds. All right, let me try it again, because it's the grammar. It's not me. Yeah, kids will be kinds, but no different than goldfish in a kid's room. And the goldfish, it's just a carp. Feeder fish, really, double exclamation point. Sorry, triple period. I hate goldfish. Just me, ... Best fish a kid could have, ... Teach them how to take care of them, ... They die, ... Oh well, ... That's where the title came from, folks. I really hate these fish, ... LOL, ... But one fish that is more mistreated than any other, ... Beta, double exclamation point. A 1-gallon tank for a fish, triple exclamation point. Come on, triple exclamation point. Breeders especially, I'm talking to here, triple exclamation point. Just because you're breeding a fish don't mean that don't need more room. Centuple. Is that 5? 5 exclamation points, because he's really serious. Makes me sick, triple exclamation point. Really? Double exclamation point. I have no respect for beta breeders. Just 1 exclamation point that time. Will never, triple exclamation point. I have 10... all in a 40+ gallon. Do ya? Tank with other fish... and so happy. Get these fish out of the hobby. Now.
It just like gave me goosebumps up my back.
I'm sure, because I always love to give people the benefit of the doubt. Thank you, Zion Newbie, by the way. Let me see if we're gonna get to your question momentarily, my friend. I don't know if you made a statement or a question. I don't know what it was, but thank you for the $5 super chat. I'm sure this guy's a nice guy, not Zion that gave us money, but the individual that put this comment up. I did not show his name on here, and the reason why is because I don't want people giving this guy a hard time. The grammar's terrible. I'm just looking out for you, brother, if you're watching. I'm sure you're not. And sentences typically are more than three words. But who cares about all that? That's just me basically making fun of you. Let's talk about the meat and potatoes of this thing.
Oh, boy.
If you got a couple of fish that somebody gave you, you can't say you own a rescue. And that's probably what's happening here. And if you have 10 in a 40-gallon tank, you didn't specify females. So I'm going to go ahead and guess just by the tone of your comment that it's 10 males. And if that's the case, my friend, you didn't rescue nothing.
Yeah,
You basically set them up for death. But enjoy the show. So, oh God, where do we start with this? I do a rescue, so no. I mean, that basically means he's an expert because he does a rescue. I guess he rescues glowfish. Rescues glowfish probably for the exact reason why glowfish were on that list, because they were probably being mistreated by a child that lost interest after 3 days and needed to dump those fish on somebody, so they dumped them on you. I'd rather them be with you, who's going to take care of them, than to be dumped in a river somewhere or whatever and eaten instantaneously by a bass. But just like we talked about, you look mesmerized, just like we talked about last week, the word rescue is thrown around way too much. And to me, using the word rescue like this insults people who are actually doing rescues. Like, I can't stand, pardon me, when some asshole walks up and says, "I'm so depressed." That's an insult to people who suffer from depression. If you feel a little blue, don't you dare say you're depressed, because you're not. Anyway, when you go out and have a couple of drinks, you don't go home and say, "God, I'm an alcoholic," but if you're feeling a little blue, you say depressed. Do you understand where I'm going with this? Don't label yourself something that I'm willing to bet you're not. Are you registered somewhere? Are you on some kind of a rescue list? Or did you take in a few fish that were dumped somewhere and now you're a professional rescue? Talk to Big Rich. That's somebody who has a rescue. But a couple of tanks with some fish in it, you don't have a rescue. Glowfish should not be on this list. We have very good experience very recently with why these fish absolutely should be on the list. And if I wasn't afraid that the dad would want to kick my butt or that it would just be rude, when we were in Petco buying those goldfish and the pearl danios, those were feeder fish, by the way, folks, in case you didn't know. They're 4 Comet goldfish, large size, 36 cents a piece. That is what we got. In fact, the fish on the thumbnail is one of them, I think. Or is that, I don't know. That might be Stevie. But anyway.
Yeah, could be Stevie.
We bought 4 feeder fish for me. I paid my own $1.20 for those. Mm-hmm. And we bought 16 pearl danios.
John's a big boy now.
I'm going to explain to you, just off topic here for a second, why I bought those. Because Marie decided 6 months ago that she was going to rescue a feeder fish that was cute. And she brought it home, and it was right before you went to the Fleetwood Mac concert. I bought her tickets to Fleetwood Mac for her birthday because I'm that kind of guy. And I told her she didn't even have to take me. She could take whoever she wanted. And she didn't take me, and that's okay. But anyone who is friends with Hans, Discus Hans, if you're friends with him on Facebook and you see the picture of him like this, guess what? That's not him. That's Mick Fleetwood. He just looks exactly like Hans.
That picture.
And Lisa is the one that sent that picture to him.
So he made it his.
I was messaging with him the other night, and I said, I didn't even realize that's what it was. And I looked at it more closely, and I was like, "That's not Hans, that's Mick Fleetwood." And I messaged him about it, and he's like, "Yeah, Lisa sent me that picture."
So he uses it now. So
anyway, what got me on? Oh, we bought the 4 feeder fish, and we also bought the 16 pearl danios. We didn't go there to get goldfish. I just saw them, and I was like, you know what? She's already. Oh, see, I went way off track. She rescued that goldfish, and we've had it ever since. And we had it in that 75-gallon. And so I was like, you know what? I'm just going to buy 4 more, and we're just going to keep Comet goldfish in that tank, and it'll be adorable.
We have the whole band now. So.
Yep. So anyway, while we were in there, and while the employee from Petco, which was not Rashida, but he was a good dude, I don't remember his name, he was very patient with you.
Oh, yeah, because I was picky. I was like, I want all of those Danios, but that one.
Because it had a little sore on it.
Yeah.
But while we were there, he was catching the fish for us, we saw what we complained about in that 10 Things video. And I said to Marie, I'm trying not to say her, even though you're in the same room with me, I said, I wish I could get video footage of this.
Oh, yeah. That
because
was so funny.
It was the exact scenario. It was a kid about that old, you can't see me, but 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Little guy, adorable guy, and he had his dad following him around the store, and the little guy was, I like that, I like that, I like that. Well, the glowfish tank was right next to the pearl danio tank, and so while he walks up and he's like, "Oh, Daddy, I want that," and his dad says, "Well, if that's what you want," And then he says, and I want that one, 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 all Glowfish. And what's Dad doing? Well, if that's what you want. Being a good dad, right? I'm not making fun of the guy, but that was the whole gist of what we were saying in that video was kids point, parents pay, and then it's actually the fish that end up paying down the road.
Yeah.
So your silliness in your comment, because you are an expert that owns a rescue, no, Glowfish absolutely should be on this list, and that's exactly the reason why. Because little kids get them. We got a lot of little kids. We got a 6-month-old in this house. We love kids, but kids do not know how to take care of fish, and they also lose interest after about a week, and the fish ends up dying or given to an expert rescue like this guy. So, yeah, kids will be kinds. I don't know what that means, but no different than goldfish in a kid's room. And the goldfish, ... It's just a carp.
Yeah.
It's just a carp. Feeder fish, really. Sorry, I hate goldfish, is what this guy says. So he's totally fine with the idea of goldfish being off the list, but not those daggone glowfish. You want to know why? Because I love the glowfish. They should be on there because I say they should be on there. I disagree with your list. Your list is trash. I hope you can't hear the air conditioner. Every time I will re-watch these videos, when I turn on the air conditioning, I never hear anything. So hopefully that's the same today. But this is a perfect example, this comment, and then I want to get your opinion on it. This comment is the biggest problem in fish keeping, because the reason why people will throw 1,000 goldfish into a community pool that has such high chlorine content, it's mandated how much chlorine is in those tanks to keep it healthy for people to swim around in and all their disgustingness. That's why things like that happen, is because of people like this idiot that say they're just carp. They die. Oh well. That's why we have this kind of a scenario. So I'm wearing myself out here, and I'm probably going to say things that I shouldn't say. So maybe we should go ahead and get your opinion on this.
No, I completely agree. I actually don't have anything to debate about that. I agree with you. Oops.
Well,
Am I?
maybe if you turned your volume down on your phone.
Oh, oops. Anyway, so yeah, I agree 100% with what you're saying as far as that goes. Yeah. So I don't have a lot to say. I mean, for once I agree with you about something.
Well, you really know how to keep a show going, don't you?
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't like to do this. Oh man, I erased the background. Why did I do that? Let me see if I can get it back. It's not going to let me get it back. Hold on, I'll get it back for y'all. I erased the wrong thing. I was trying to erase that guy's comment, and I erased the one thing I did not want to keep, or I did not want to. Uh-oh, look at that. Okay, hold on, folks. Don't go anywhere. We're still with you. There we go. This is what I wanted to delete. So let's let it go so you don't have to look at those teeny tiny letters anymore. And let's go ahead and put these back up here because we have to. We have to recognize those people. I don't know. I kind of thought we would get a lot more out of that. But what can you really say? I don't disagree with what this guy says about breeding betas. I'm not as militant about it as you are. But there's a lot of people that breed betas, and they do it well, and they do a good job. I completely agree betas are mistreated, and they should have been on that list. That was me overlooking them. I mean, I think we had just done the video on betas, so I don't know. But they should have been on the list. But for us to take glowfish off the list just because you like them and because you have a rescue, no, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to redo my list. So, okay. Yeah, that was a crash and burn. That's what we call a topic that you had planned that just didn't work. It just didn't work. I'm sorry. But you know what? As I said, and as we kind of went on last week, we went on and on and on about it. I did. It's people like that. It's their fault why this madness is happening. So there you go. Now, do you want to do video shout outs?
Yes.
Do you want to do at least, are you ready to do yours, and are you going to take at least a minute and a half so I can go pee?
No.
Well, stretch it out. How about that? Because I'm going to put the camera on you, and I'm going to go pee.
Okay, so the video that I chose was the one that wow, I can't even talk. I'm like struggling tonight. Anyways, the one I chose was the one that Jay Wilson done. Really, John is starting to rub off on me here. Jay Wilson did a video about, is my beta sick or dying or whatever. Anyways, he put that one out, I guess a few days ago, this last weekend. And I really liked that one. And I'm sorry if I'm getting the date and time wrong and stuff, but that one is one of the ones that I liked. I sat through it and I watched it. And I have a hard time sitting through videos sometimes. But that one caught my eye. And I thought it was really nice. It showed all of his, well, 3 of his tanks. And he did a really good job with it. And no, his beta was not dying. And I thought it was really nice to see his tanks and for him to talk about them. And I really, really like, guess which one? The one with the neon tetras. I think it's beautiful. So that was the video that I chose to shout out this week, was Jay Wilson's video. And Candy has it right there. Thank you, Candy. I think you'll like it. I think you'll like it a lot. He has some really nice fish. His tanks look great.
Jay Wilson is my friend. So understand that when I say this, that dude has learned how to edit, because his edits are beautiful. He does a great job on his videos. His videos are very entertaining. They're very energetic. He's always been a high energy guy. Awesome. I think that's a great recommendation. Mine is going to go a little different than what I've been doing. I'm not going to recommend a particular video. I'm going to recommend a channel. And now,
Okay.
I've been doing this. You don't even know what I'm about to do. Do you?
No, but I mean, that sounds awesome.
All right, well, I'll put the camera on me so that you can take a break. You can breathe a little bit. You have to pee?
Sorry, I'm just exhausted getting up.
I know,
so
I am
early
too.
Every day.
So I've always kind of made it a habit of doing what I can to help smaller channels. I don't like calling channels smaller. I don't know what about it. It just makes me feel weird. What are you putting? What is? Oh yeah, that was pretty mean. Was that the?
Yes.
Okay.
Candy
Anyway,
took care of it.
thank you, Candy. So no, I'm always going to be editing my videos, by the way. So I usually like to highlight a smaller channel, but today I'm gonna deviate from that, because there is a channel out there right now that I believe is brilliant. I think he's brilliant. He is brilliant at making YouTube content. He is brilliant at what his specialty is, which is aquascaping. I am talking about George Farmer.
Yes, he's awesome.
George is very close to passing 100,000 subscribers on YouTube. Normally, I would be talking about channels that have a couple hundred subscribers or maybe 1,000 or something like that. But I am so mesmerized by his channel. He's one of those YouTubers. It does not matter what he talks about. I love the British accent. Or English accent. I guess I shouldn't say British, because I don't know where he's from, but I know he's from the UK. So I can listen to people with English accents talk all day long, and they just sound so smart, and it's it's just a beautiful thing to listen to. It's a beautiful accent, and George has that accent. I was fortunate enough at the Aquatic Experience to have met him. I don't think you did. I don't know if you did or not. Yeah. Talking to you, lady. Did you meet George at the Aquatic?
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
I mean,
Okay.
we're friends on Facebook.
Whoa.
Well, he requested me to be his friend. Thank you.
So I did meet him, and Chris Lukop had just scaped Lou's tank, which I named Lou. The fish's name is Lou. named after Chris Lucup. Get it? So Chris had just done that scape, which I got on video. It was a really cool video. Nobody watched it, but it was really cool. And then George walks up, and I had another small tank. And this was my first time meeting him. And I was like, dude, I love your channel. Met him and all of this. He had no idea who I was. And I was like, so maybe you could scape this one? And he was, oh, no, I can't do it. I ain't got time. He was really nice about it, and that was a terrible accent. But he was like, he thought I was joking when I said that to him.
Right.
But I was dead serious, because if I had a George Farmer and a Chris Lucup tank, it would be absolutely unbelievable.
He's great. And there was, isn't Volker?
I believe that's how you pronounce it. Yep.
Yeah, he's good too. Like all of those dinner lake guys are great.
Well, George isn't a dinner lay guy.
Oh, I thought he was. Why was I?
I mean, he
thinking-
might. I believe he's like sponsored by. Is it Tropica? I think.
Yeah.
It's not like he's enemies of dinner
No, I
lay,
think
but
that I've seen him on there before.
maybe
so-
he could be. I don't know. What do I know? But that was a thrill to meet him. I was a fan before I met him, and yeah, I mean, I geek out when I meet YouTubers that I haven't met before, especially one as talented as him. And so I was kind of a little starstruck, and I was like, maybe you could please do this one for me too, please, sir.
At the time,
And-
I didn't even know he was a YouTuber. I didn't know any of them were YouTubers. Some of them.
And the thing is, he probably didn't know we were YouTubers either
Yeah.
at the time. And now he does. Now he knows us, and we're friends with him on Facebook. And he is going to be in a future episode of 10 Things. So be on the lookout for that.
yay.
George is amazing. He is genius when it comes to aquascaping. And I love Joey too, but that Aquashella event was rigged last year. I'm sorry, because no, I love Joey's channel too. I'm just being funny there. You may not even know him and Joey did a
I know, I followed
aquascaping
it.
contest. Yeah. So and Joey won it.
Oh, gotcha. See, I didn't know that, but
So
cool.
this year it's Joey and Dustin, I think, are going to do it. If Joey beats Dustin too, he is going to have a head this big. It's going to be like meteoric. His head is going to be so big because
maybe
Dustin's
I'll
an
get good
aquascaper.
enough, and then I'll scape a tank, and it'll be me and Joey. Game on.
Well, you have proven with that tank that you are not someone to be messed with. That's for sure. So anyway, I'm pretty sure Candy already put up the link to George's channel. Check it out. He's incredible. Some of the most unbelievable aquariums you've ever seen in your life. That is what you're going to see on that channel. And Aqua Pros is another
Yes.
really awesome
Yep.
aquascape channel. You daggone right he is.
Yeah, for
Mike
sure.
is my friend. I speak to Mike probably twice a week. That's a good dude right there, and I could not agree more. He is definitely good at aquascaping. Why he's not in these contests, I have no idea. But
Yeah.
maybe they're just intimidated by him. Like, they're not going to let George do it anymore because George has just gotten way too good. So that was an insult to the guys who are competing. I didn't mean to do that. But anyway, yes, George Farmer. Check him out if you haven't already. And he's about to pass 100,000 subscribers, and I think we're going to probably blink our eyes, and he's going to pass us, and I'll be okay with that because he's awesome. So anyway, that is all I have for that. And I mean, I think we've kind of rambled on enough about what we've had going on over the last week to where John's World and Lisa's World is probably not even a thing tonight,
I mean,
you think?
can you tell how exhausted we are?
I will say one thing for John's World, and then we will get into the chat. I've got a couple of super chats to respond to. I did watch a movie over the weekend, and it was awesome. I loved it. I don't think
Is
I talked
the
about it.
one you were watching while I was escaping?
I don't know.
Yes, it was.
The movie's called Brightburn. We bought it on Amazon. Awesome. I was so impressed with The Boys. That's what I talked about last week. I was like, I'm going to watch another movie that is based on a superhero story flipped around. If you're not familiar with the story of Brightburn, it is basically, it's a what if Superman didn't become a hero? What if Superman became a villain when he was 13 years old and realizing that he had powers? What if he had gone to the Darth Vader side? It's very, very cool. It was a little bit rushed, but I liked the movie a lot. And so, yeah, there's my John's World for the day to recommend to you to watch Brightburn because it was a lot of fun. Now,
I have not watched any movies to recommend. None.
what a loser.
Still watching The Handmaid's Tale. Yep. Still watching that.
I just watch the Nats. That's all I care about. Going to get a bobblehead this weekend. Yay.
Yay.
So, okay. Zion newbie or nubby, but I'm going to say newbie. I have a 5 guppies with 2 platies and 2 very small cories. I tried feeding them at night, but the guppies are ruthless. What should I do? So you're having trouble getting food to the cories. That's what I'm figuring.
Oh.
You're probably feeding your guppies some type of flakes, I would imagine, your guppies and your platies. I would stick something in there, some type of sinking pellet that's going to sink down to the bottom. That'll take care of your cories down there. The one thing, though, that a lot of people might not realize that are new to cory cats, they are always searching for food.
Always, yep.
And there's going to be bits and little things that fall down that the guppies and the platies miss, and your cories will get that. They are never not searching for food. So, but if you drop some pellets in there, sinking pellets, let them drop down, let the cories pick on them. That should help. I hope it does. Kilted Python had to go because his phone was at 3%. Stay awesome, guys. So thank you so much for that with the $2 super chat. And then a $5 Canadian super chat came in from Red Raven. Love you guys. Lisa is a sweetie. Yes, she is.
Thank you.
Just don't ever disagree with her if she's had a couple of drinks of wine. I'm not
Really?
being grim, but what is your plan when you both get old? I think it's good to know what people should be aware of. Well, I'm already old. I'm 45. She's 24. And I robbed the cradle. Now, I'm not going to tell you how old she is. But plan when we get old, it's up in the air. Because we're always going to keep fish, if that's what you're asking. I mean, I'm always going to have fish in there. My back is so bad right now that I'm thinking by the time I'm like mid-50s, I'm probably going to barely be walking. So there will always be some type of water change system in place because I'm not going to be able to carry buckets or anything like that. And I'm probably not even going to want to stand up to do the water change. So having some type of water change system would be in my fish keeping future. But as far as like, what are we going to do for money? I don't know, because we have, this is embarrassing to admit, but this is the real deal. 0 money in a retirement account. 0. Because we put all of it into a failed business. So, we'll get back on track at some point, but I'm in my mid-40s, exactly mid-40s, and not a dime put away for the future. So the topic of our future is actually kind of a grim topic. Australia came in with $2. I think that's what the A is for. Just a thanks for the content once again. That is awesome. Thank you. I mean, there's no better super chat than that. Just here you go. Thank you. Thanking us for giving us money. Okay.
Should I tell them what happened? My discovery?
Sure.
Okay.
With Lou?
No, with Rena.
Oh. Yeah, go ahead, because you're the one that told me, so it's your fault.
Okay, so if you all don't know, I really did rescue a cat a few months ago. It was a real rescue. I didn't buy her. And she had to have surgery. She had 5 kittens and whatever. So 4 months later, I still have 1 kitten, still have mama cat. It's Marla and Rena, doing wonderful. And I was holding Rena this weekend, and I looked down, and there was a wiener. I don't know any other way to put it. There was a wiener. And I was like, wow, this is great. So my cat is a he, not a she. Been calling him, Rena all this time. And Like, I mean, what do you do with that? I decided I'm going to just continue calling her Rena and just pretend I don't know. I'm just going to pretend, you know? I mean, whatever. So, yep, that's my story.
I did not do a physical exam of this cat,
I didn't
and
know.
nor would I, because see this. Oh boy, it's 10:30. It's okay to say this. Cats typically will have balls, and that cat does not.
No, but it had something poke out of it. Obviously, it wasn't a girl cat.
People are saying there's more than one person has said, change it to Reno. We've actually discussed
Yes,
that.
yes.
And Reno is what was discussed.
If I was going to change the name, I would change it to Reno. But just Rena keeps coming out. I can't help it. It's Rena.
Somebody commented, little fuzzy balls. It's true. I mean, that's what they have for sure. Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to change everything now. So what we're just saying is Rena identifies as a female.
I know. We have that first cat that
We-
identifies as a female.
We live in a progressive
It's
society.
2019.
I mean,
What can I say?
it is, yeah. So there you go. All right. I feed my cat to my gar. Yeah, you're a character.
Yeah, you're hilarious.
Okay. Can you all hear the cricket? Because it's driving me bananas. I'm not going to lie to you. Don't assume the cat's gender. Yeah. The Reno, the preferred pronoun is kitty. I don't know. I don't even know where I was going with that. So, oh yeah, we hear the crickets. Yeah, that's unfortunate because that's got to be annoying. But anyway, all right. Do we have anything else to talk about? Are we all done?
Yeah.
We're done with everything, aren't we? Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. So I guess it's all up to all of you now what we're going to talk about. For the common good, Dale Earnhardt Jr. and family survived a plane crash in the Bristol area today. Yeah, I heard that.
That was
And you want to
crazy.
know, Rack, there's our guest for next week. You want to know how I heard about that? I've been a lifelong NASCAR fan. And I've never been a Dale Jr. hater. Seems like everybody's either a Dale Jr. lover or a hater. Anyway, I've never been a hater of the guy. But if something were to happen to him, I would be very upset because I've been to 20 races that he was in and I've seen him up close and all. And I think he's genuinely a good dude. So this is what I heard. Dale Earnhardt Jr. was involved in a plane crash. Or no, I'm sorry. This was on the radio. I was pulling up to the field hockey game. And they came through, and the first thing they said was, sad news today out of NASCAR. And then the first words that I hear are, Dale Earnhardt Jr. was involved in a plane crash with his family. And I'm like, oh, my God, Dale Earnhardt died. And then they're like, but everybody's okay. Like, well, why are you going to say...
Yeah.
That's like calling a loved one and having the first thing you say to them be, are you sitting down? That's like, if you say that to someone, you know there's been a death. And I thought that's what it was. I would have been very, very upset if he had passed in that plane crash. I'd like to know a little bit of information about it because how do you survive a plane crash? It must have been like right on the runway or something. So
Yeah, that was
love to
pretty
see a
messed up.
discus video. I really want to set one up. Well, guess what? They're coming. Because that tank that you see over Marie's right shoulder with the tree stump in it, that's going to be a discus tank. If you can't wait for that, she did several videos back in the day about discus, so check those out on the channel. Just go to the channel, the main channel page, and search discus, and it comes up. And I think some of our videos pop up if you just search on YouTube discus.
Yeah.
Not even on our channel. I think we're like in the top 10 there. But I think it's my interview with
I
Hans.
actually
But anyway,
can't wait to get them. I'm so looking forward to having discus again. And the funny thing is, you always hear people say, "Oh, they're so hard and stuff." And honestly, I just feel like for me, I can just take care of them. Like they're any other fish. They're not hard for me to take care of. Every time I get them, they start breeding, and you just have to do things a little differently, get into a routine, and take care of them the right way. There you go.
Absolutely. Drag Hans out to dinner with you guys. It's hard to get Hans away from his job. That guy works almost 24/7.
Well, you know what? When I say he loves it, I think sometimes he just has no other choice. I mean, he's got so much to do. That place is huge. The amount of tanks he has and the fish, it's a lot.
Thoughts on Paul Cafaro? I don't have any because I've watched a couple of his videos. His videos are cool, but I don't have an opinion on him. I talked about him last week he started that trend that's going on down in that southernmost state. Thoughts on Kessel Lighting? So far, I am a major fan.
Yep.
Look at them.
I'm a fan.
Come on. Yep. They are spectacular. Let me tell you something about those lights. I pulled one out when they first came in, and I just was holding it, and I turned it on, half intensity, and it was nighttime here. I turned off the lights. It lit up this entire room about as good as my LEDs do. The four LEDs that are hanging from the ceiling. Unbelievable. Kessel lights are expensive. I mean, I'm not going to beat around the bush. That's probably about, that might be like $1,500 worth of lights up there when you include the gooseneck and the goosenecks and the controllers and all of that. They're not cheap, but look at it. I mean, you want to know my opinion on Kessel lights? Just look at that tank behind Lisa. That's my opinion.
Yeah.
Waterbox says, keep it up the awesome sauce. You guys rock. Thank you. Because tonight I'm way off, if you can't tell.
I am
so
too.
yeah, but thank you for that so much. Let's see if we can find something else. I can't stand watching YouTubers read the chat. It drives me crazy. See, a good co-host, if you're going to be my Gila, you need to be finding a question while I'm talking, and I'll find a question while you're talking. On the topic of Gila, I've decided, okay, this is fish keeping stuff here, folks. I've decided I'm going to do, well, no, one thing is fish keeping. I'm going to do one of two things because I really want to succeed at this YouTube thing. I'm either going to do, every video that I do is going to have Petco in the title,
Oh, God.
which is not going to happen. But I'm thinking, I like to eat. Look at me. I think that's pretty clear, right?
Yes.
I think I'm going to start a mukbang
A what?
on my channel.
A what?
Don't they pronounce it mukbang or mukbang? All right.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
If you folks are not familiar, if you are like Marie and you are unfamiliar with what I'm talking about, understand that you are about to hear where our world is going, okay? Somebody said, please don't. I was joking, believe me. If you're saying please don't to me, we talked last week about trends. There is a trend on YouTube that I think has been out there for a couple of years where people, all they do is record themselves eating like ravenous animals.
Oh, okay.
I got a lot of pet peeves. I'm like Jerry Seinfeld.
Because if I have to cook it, you're not doing it.
No, I'm not doing this, and I'm going to
Okay.
tell you why.
Thank
It's
you.
the dumbest crap I've ever seen in my life. And the only reason I saw it is because my daughter loves H3 Productions. She said, go on there and watch this video that they did on mukbanging. I think she said it was I said, what? What are you? And it's one of these, and it was H3 Productions basically just making fun of these people. They're almost always fat people. I know that's shocking, but they're almost always fat people.
No way.
And the
Eating?
camera is focused in on them, and they're eating. And one of my biggest pet peeves in life, she could certainly tell you this because there's been a lot of raised voices at dining room tables from me about this. I will literally want to punch someone in the face if
Yeah.
they chew with their mouth open.
Yeah.
You are an adult. Stop eating like a child. Stop eating like you just learned how to eat 2 days ago. But these idiots on these stupid videos are eating and going, I don't know why. But listen, this is the thing. After we saw that, and Skylar was like, look at this one, look at this one. I clicked on all of these videos that are mukbang videos, and not one of them had under 1 million views. If you are someone who watches those idiots eat, I don't think you and I could be friends, because you have a very bad taste in what you watch, because it's... One lady was taking crab legs, which I don't eat crab's legs because ew, and dipping them in Alfredo sauce, and then like doing this like sexual innuendo with this.
Oh my God.
And I was like, "Are you what? Oh, it was bad. It's terrible. Anybody who does that, you're stupid." I'm not afraid to say it. And pretty much every single person that I watched in those videos could probably kick my butt, but I'm still going to say it because. Why would I watch somebody eat spaghetti for 40 minutes? See, that's what I'm saying. These people's videos are a half an hour, 45 minutes long, and it's them going, oh, this is so good. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. I hate it. I hate all of those people. I don't hate a lot of people, but I hate those people. I think they're all stupid. And I'm jealous because they're making probably ridiculous money on YouTube, and we're not.
Yeah, to pay for all their food.
Yeah, it's absolutely absurd. But got a couple of yellow super chats, which are always a big deal. And one of them was from our friends that we were talking about earlier. The fun is about to begin. LOL. I am too old to stay up this late, but love you guys. Keep going. Keep doing what you do, and hope to see you guys soon.
Thank you. We must be the same age then, because I'm starting to feel the same way.
I'm crashing and burning right now too, but no, he's older than me. There's going to be a lot of old man jokes when we're hanging out next Saturday, Scott. Be ready for that, because it's coming. Because anybody that is friends with me that has hung around me for longer than 5 minutes, if they are 5 minutes older than I am, I'm making old man jokes.
They will.
Kaler's Aquatics. Enjoyed the format and sharing of information. Looking forward to next week. Glad I became a member. I'm so glad you did too. And I promise next week is going to be, it's going to be better. It's going to be more on point. We're going to have a special guest. It's going to be amazing. And hopefully she joins in with us.
First week of school always gets me. It's the hardest week is the first week of school. You've got all those papers to fill out. You've got to get up earlier than normal. You have to, make sure your kids are doing the right thing before they leave. Or in my home, I have to take the kids to school, and we live like 20 minutes from the school, and then to get back from taking the kids to school, I have to fight base traffic, and anyway. And then they're in sports, so it's a lot. I'm a little wore out by now.
Yeah, I mean, we usually try to go to the 2-hour mark, but I don't think we're going to make it this time because we're both pretty much stretched to the limit. But there was somebody did say mukbangs. I'm going to say mukbangs because it sounds better than mukbangs because they're both weird words, but are a South Korean thing that YouTubers have taken and gone over the top with. It's ridiculous. It is a major display of gluttony. It's disgusting. These people end up with gnarly faces from all of it. It's terrible. And I think anybody who does those should be ashamed of themselves. But anyway, listen, folks, we are going to crash and burn here. I want to recap what's going on next week because it's going to be a really big deal. And the two people that are going to be involved with us on this are in the chat right now. Next week on Tank Talk Live, I'm not going to be this tired. We're going to have a special guest in studio. The River Life, Rat Cross, he's going to be here. It's going to be awesome because he is awesome. The next day, Friday the 23rd, we are going to stream on Rack's channel at 2 o'clock p.m. Eastern Time. Go over there, show some love, hang out with us. He gave me the list of the questions that he wants to ask me. It's going to be a lot of fun. Because
Do I get a question?
You can.
Oh.
I mean, I think it would be awesome if you sat in with us. I didn't know if you were planning on that or not.
Oh, gotcha.
We're going to talk a lot about YouTube. We're going to talk about buying custom aquariums. We're going to talk about all kinds of stuff on there. So it is going to be a lot of fun. And then Rack is going to stay a little longer because the next day we are meeting up with Scott and Liz from King and Queen Cichlids. I don't know why I'm pointing up like this. It's weird. We're going to meet up with them. We're going to go to Discus Hans. We're going to go to Lucky Aquariums. And then we're going to go to House of Tropicals. Maybe. We might not do House of Tropicals, but we're going to go fish store hopping. There's 3 YouTubers there. You know there's going to be shenanigans, and you know there's going to be a ton of video footage. What we ought to do is we ought to do like a contest and like have all 3 of us make a video of that day and get people to vote on them. And,
Oh, that
you know,
would
that'd
be
be fun. You can't do it on views because that's unfair because my channel's a little bigger and, you know.
Lisa Foster says, take us. Well, you will be coming along with on the ride. You'll see. You'll definitely see what's going on.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if we're going to do anything live that day, but we are going to be getting tons of footage. I'm not going to have 2 YouTubers with me all day. Well, I mean, it's actually going to be, how many people is it? 5 of us. We're all YouTubers because Liz and Marie are definitely YouTubers too. You get that many people together, as I said, there will be shenanigans and there will be a lot of video footage. And hey, anyone who wants to come hang out with us at the store, you ain't coming out to eat with us, but you want to hang out at the store, you know, we'll probably be able to give more concrete times on next week's stream. Come hang out with us. Come see us at the store and be there with us when we buy the fish that you will be looking at every week if you watch this Tank Talk Live. So it'll be a lot of fun. I'm super excited, and I'm also super tired, and I'm ready to go.
I can't wait.
So thank you all so much for hanging out. I'm sorry for tonight. I'm sorry. You know, we'll have a better topic.
Oh, hold on 1 second. Jake Mitchell, the carpet plant that I use, I'll have Candy put a link in there for you if she's still on here. I'm pretty sure you are. Candy, he wants that link to, I guess, Aquarium Co-op for the carpeting that I put in my plant or in my planet tank. You know which one it is. You have it in your tank. Yes, tell him.
Somebody said House of Tropicals, please. Yeah, I mean, the plan is for us to go there, and that one is we're gonna be there a while if we go to that store because
I love that store.
I'm gonna have to look in every tank and I'm gonna get a bunch of video footage and stuff like that. If you want to know, the pufferfish that I got the video, or Lisa got the video of puffing up in the tank,
Thank you,
that was
Candy.
at Aquarium Co-op. That was not at Aquarium Co-op. It was at House of Tropicals. See, I'm tired. It's time for us to hang it up. So, yeah, I'm going to say goodbye, and then I'm going to do what I always do. I'm going to turn it over to you, and you're going to close it out for us.
Okay, well, thank you so much for watching. I'm sorry I've been like a drag tonight. It's, like I said, first week of school. Yeah, it's tough. But anyways, thanks so much for tuning in. And next week's going to be so much more fun. We're going to have Rack here. I'll come in probably towards the end more, probably exhausted again, so I apologize in advance. It's going to get better as far as I'm concerned. And, you know, you'll be seeing some videos coming up shortly of me scaping this tank and a few others, so stay tuned for that. And I just want to again say thank you so much for watching tonight and being a part of this with us. So have a good evening and enjoy your weekend.